Hello and welcome to another Sprues and Brews unboxing. Today we're looking at the new Knight Questoris kit for Warhammer 40,000. So first of all I want to say a massive thanks to Games Workshop for sending us this free review copy to check out on the site. In the video we're going to have a look at the new kit, see how it goes together, build up the new model of Knight and paint it up and see what it looks like in the flesh. So Imperial Knight players will know that this was meant to drop back when the Chaos Knight's book came out, but for one reason or another this was delayed along with the new codex. Both are up for pre-order today, and over on spruesandbrews.com we've checked out both of these as well. We've done a full review of the new Imperial Knight codex, and obviously we've got the new kit as well. Now, as most Knight players will know, the majority of Knights in the army are based on the same kind of chassis that we got way back when the Knight Errant and Paladin came out, and since then they've added new frames, and it's a similar situation with this one where they've added some new components to this so that the Knight Defender can be built. So yeah, looking forward to doing this. I'm going to build up the Knight Defender because obviously this is the new one in the box, but you can build any of these other Knights using the box as well. So that's cool. This kind of replaces, over the years they've kind of consolidated down a lot of the Knight boxes so all the parts are in one kit, and they've done the same here. So you get, you know, the Gatling gun for the Warden, you get all the weapons that were on the original one, and then the new weapon and the kind of shield generator that's on the Knight Defender as well. So what we're going to do is have a look at the kit, see how it goes together, and then in the second half of the video we'll have a look at the finished model, and we'll talk through the rules of the new model as well, and some of the changes that have happened in the Imperial Knights Codex. So without further ado, should we crack this open and have a look what it looks like inside. So we'll look at the instructions in a little bit. A lot of this is going to be the same as if you built any Knights before. These are the same frames that were used for those kits, so a lot of people will be able to build Imperial Knights with their eyes closed now. But it is good to know that you get all of the various weapons. What's it called? The Preceptor, Canis Rex. That sprue you don't get in here. I think that's a separate box. But all of the other sprues that they've done over the years are in here. So that's really, really handy. Obviously it just uses that same core Imperial Knight chassis that we've seen many times before. And we do get the full Knight transfer sheet and base. So the new sprue we get builds the Defender, which is like a shield generator style Knight. We'll check out the rules in the second half of the video, but yeah, that's the kind of main gimmick it's got. And it's got that awesome new kind of plasma cannon, and yeah, I think it's like a conversion beam or something off the top of my head. I can't remember what it is. But yeah, really cool looking weapons, unique kind of loadout to that Knight, so that's pretty fun. And yeah, so what we'll do is have a quick look at the instructions before we jump to the future and have a look at the Knight. But again, if you built any of the Knights before, this is going to be really, really familiar, because yeah, the loadout's really, really easy to do, and they're all kind of colour coded and which one you can use as well. So yeah, they all have the same kind of chassis that builds up from the legs. Really, really easy to put together. There is potential here to put magnets in to swap out the weapons and stuff, but I've just built each of my Knights kind of as they've come over the years. So yeah, I've got another Knight kit to build, so I need to work out an army list to see kind of what I need, but I'm definitely going to build this one as the Defender, because I think he looks cool. So yeah, and then we get all of the other builds in there as well. So if you don't want to build it as the Defender and you want to build it as one of the other Knights, you do get all the components and all the instructions in here to do that as well. So that's really handy. And yeah, these just twist on and then stick on the final parts, and yeah, really, really straightforward to build for such a big kit. What I would say from a kind of a building and painting point of view, if you build like the chassis first and keep all the armour panels separate, that's going to make it a lot easier to paint, because you can just spray up the chassis, spray the armour panels separately, paint them up and then stick it all together when you're done. You'll find that you'll have a much easier time putting it together if you do that. So that's something to bear in mind with this one. So that's a quick look at the kit. So what we're going to do now is jump ahead to the future where we'll have this built and painted. So I've been furiously painting away and I have finished the Knight Defender, and yeah, really nice kit. Obviously it's the same chassis that we've seen on all the other Knight kit, so you can build this in a multitude of different ways. But we do get the 2 new weapons on here, which are very nice, and then that kind of shield generator on the top of it. So yeah, really enjoyed working on this one. From a rules point of view, if we have a quick look at the rules, so obviously it's a very kind of defensive knight. Its bondsman ability is that if a friendly model is affected by that rule, so you know, your armigers and stuff that are bonded to the knight, you reduce 1 from the damage of attacks. So that's pretty cool. In addition, it's got an interesting kind of like defensive rule, selfless protector. So if the enemy model shooting one of your models cannot see the entirety of the model because this is obscuring it in some way, then the model behind it gets cover and a 4+ invulnerable save. So that's pretty cool. So this thing kind of just like stomps in front and you know, stops the shots going through. It itself's got a 4+ invulnerable save as well, so it's quite nice that, you know, they don't just have to destroy this thing, you know, it will protect the things behind it as well. So I quite like that rule. I think, off the top of my head, I think it's quite expensive in points compared to the other ones on the same chassis, but I think that's going to be really useful to keep you guys ticking. Essentially, if you can get this in the way of whatever's being shot at, you potentially give multiple units a 4+ invulnerable save, so really cool. As for its weapons, it's got a conversion beamer, so 3 shots hitting on 3, strength 12, AP 2, damage 4, which is pretty cool. But with it being a conversion beater, it gets better as the range goes further. So if the shot's 18 inches away or more, 4+ is a critical hits, and it's got sustained hits D3, so that's pretty cool. You can pump out a lot of firepower with that. The other gun's the Plasma Executor. 2 different shots. First one's a blast, D6+3, hitting on 3s, strength 8, AP 2, damage 2, or you can overcharge it to give it hazardous, and then it is strength 9, AP 3, damage 3. So yeah, pretty cool little thing. It's got 26 wounds. There's been quite a few changes in the Knight book just to how the kind of the abilities work. So I do have a full review over on spruesandbrews.com where we go into all those changes. But yeah, if you've read the Chaos Knight book, similar kind of differences there with how things have changed. Obviously we've got the 1 new model in here. He looks really nice. I think I've only got like 1 more variant of Knight to paint up, and then I've got all of them. So looking forward to getting these down on the table. Like I say, they're quite a forgiving kit as well. If you kind of build them into assembly, so build up the skeleton first, and then keep all the armour on the sprues, that makes it a lot easier to paint it and put it together. You can spray those kind of armour pieces, glue them onto the knight itself, and then you know, just touch up where you had to nip it off the sprue. You know, I've gone for quite a classic scheme on this. You could do some really nice kind of free blade schemes and go to town. Like I say, this kit has everything apart from the new one. I think it's called the Prospector, is it? The one that builds Canis Rex. So that isn't included in this box, but I believe that kit is back up for pre-order again today as well. So basically there's 2 different boxes that build all the varieties of this chassis, and then you've got the kind of the heavier chassis as well separate. I'd really like them to introduce a new kind of Knight chassis just to mix up kind of the look of these, because obviously they're all, if you build these ones, unless you cut it and repose it, they're all kind of striding with the left foot forward, and it'd be cool to get a new you know, chassis that, you know, again, they can add different variations to that mixes up the line a little bit. I get it, this is quite a good way of doing it. You can just release a new weapon sprue essentially and change out the parts that way. But yeah, I think we've all got lots and lots of knights now striding in the same pose, so that's really my only mark against this one, that it uses that classic knight sprue. The sprue still stands up and the kit goes together really nice. and yeah, I really enjoyed working on this one. So yeah, like I say, if you are into knights, I've got the full review of Codex Imperial Knights over on spruesandbrews.com. Let us know if you are starting a knight army or looking to add a knight to your existing force. If you have enjoyed the video, why don't you give us a follow, give the video a like, share it with your friends, and yeah, tell us kind of what are your plans for 40k. There's probably not many books on the horizon now. With this one out, I think there's only really Drakari who haven't had a book, and obviously Demons, but they're not getting a book this edition, so not a lot left. So it'll be interesting to see kind of what stuff we get following that. Traditionally, on the kind of the last stretch of an edition, we get a nice narrative arc where lots of armies get brand new kit, so there might be some love for lots of 40k armies there. And then I guess with all the codexes out, the next thing on the horizon is going to be the new edition of the game, so yeah, looking forward to seeing how that plays out. But yeah, maybe if you enjoyed this, we have got an affiliate link to Element Games in our description, so if you would like to support the site, anything that you get through there, we get a bit of a kickback which goes towards kind of helping the running costs and everything, so massively appreciate if you do order anything through that link. But yeah, until next time, have a great weekend, and we'll see you soon.